Good morning and welcome to Talking Bull. My name's Ian Coleman. I'm joined by Joe Neighbour and Steve O'Hare. Good morning, lads.
Morning.
As you can see, Joe's off-site camping. Whereabouts are you, Joe?
We are just near Chelmsford, near Steve.
Round the corner.
About 3 miles from your front door.
Yeah, a bit close for my liking.
So Joe's reception is obviously pretty diabolical as he's using his phone, I believe. So Steve and I will do most of the talking this morning. See much going on, Stevie? What do you think? Price action yesterday? I mean, the two standout trades were silver and gold, really, weren't they?
Yeah, they sort of like really took the bull by the horns, shall we say?
Indeed.
Can I share my screen?
You can. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was the 4-hour chart. We're looking at the same trade again today, really. Looking to buy a dip because it's very overextended. We can see the extreme move higher, parabolic type move. As we said yesterday, it stalled at the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level, coming in at 26.18. It hit it bang on. This was previous swing lows as well, so reacted really nicely from that sell-off yesterday. Again, it was swing lows we were looking at getting at, and triggered lovely. And Joe obviously went for gold, and that did a very similar thing. He managed to get in just in front of $1,900. It's back up at 1,960. So no stopping it. I think it's going to continue higher.
Yeah.
Just look to buy dips at decent risk reward levels.
It was weird because on Monday we were saying you're never going to get on this because it's just gone too far, and then you get that Tuesday morning reaction. Yeah, you get sort of quite a decent pullback as well. To be fair, I mean the weekly candle yesterday, obviously it hadn't closed, but it looked quite aggressive. It looked like it could end up with a shooting star doji, but then it sort of just turned around and it's just go with the flow, isn't it? The trend is your friend. It was the Manta yesterday.
I mean, it's the similar story we're getting in stock indices, buying the dips. You just sort of can't stand it in sort of like you can't, apart from FTSE, obviously, we're sort of, if we look at FTSE, that posted a doji candle last week around about the 50% retracement level. This is the only one of the indices that is really looking a little bit overdone. Well, they're all overdone, but looking a little bit like it's got a potential for a reversal.
Sterling's pushed higher, isn't it? On the back of, they're -1 correlated to a certain extent, aren't they? So obviously, if Sterling goes higher, then FTSE has a tendency to go lower. Yeah, and that's just keeps on pushing on, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is looking. I mean, look at this. It's decent. This is like an inverted hammer. Previously a bullish hammer, then inverted hammer, and then this sort of like almost a Marabuzo type candle on the monthly chart. So these are sort of like quite significant levels. I mean, so it's mainly dollar weakness. I can't see whether euro and sterling strength is really.
No,
I'm negative on most things, but definitely the dollar taking the kicking.
And we got FOMC tonight, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, maybe some respite from it, but I wouldn't bank on it.
Well, most are saying that they don't reckon that there's going to be any change to the policy or interest rates or whatever. But what everybody's going to be looking at is the statement for some forward guidance into September, which is where they're talking about more stimulus, aren't they? So I think we might just have sort of lackluster trading today up to FOMC, and then you might get a few spikes. But again, I think it's just trying to stick with the trend and pick some sort of decent pullback levels. I'm just going to share my screen. So this is the dollar index, and again, this is a 3-hour chart, and it looked like it's a bit range bound. And again, we're just pushing to new lows for the dollar index. If you look at sort of euro dollar again, it's just pushing higher. There's some interesting levels, but not here, unfortunately. Sort of, we mentioned this yesterday. I think this is going to be prime. 118.23 is a 61.8% pullback level. This is euro dollar weekly chart, and then we've got this swing high here, or two swing highs actually. So again, sort of, I think the idea still has got to be sort of by just trying to get into dips, but dips at decent levels to give you half decent sort of risk reward. The cable's quite interesting. You've got a 78.6% fib up here, 130.62 on the weekly chart, but on the daily chart, I thought we might get a bit of stalling at this trend of higher highs, just to be able to sort of maybe get in at lower levels, but even that's breaking this morning. And dollar Swiss is making new lows. Dollar yen, we mentioned this the other day, the fact that we got this 61.8% fib, but we're just, with this dollar weakness and with sort of stock indices a little bit wobbly, we just keep on moving lower. Dollar CAD again, this is a confluence area. You saw after sort of an attempt at a correction yesterday, but even that's been limited, and we're sort of just pushing back through. And the shorter time frames on, where are we? This is Aussie dollar. So we had this expanding wedge formation. It's now hit that sort of target level. And if you look to higher time frames, this is the daily chart. We've broken previous resistance levels. We're probably heading up here, 73.58. So, which is the 261.8% fib of this move. So I just can't see a turnaround in the dollar, but like I said, it might come out in the wash this evening. But and I think even if you do get something that's a little bit bullish, I think if you pick your levels quite well, I still think you're going to get a bit more of a push higher in the euro dollar, sterling dollar. I find this level quite interesting, but it's probably broken it now. We've got our bespoke support located here at 115.45, and we've got a 38.2% fib at 115.47. I mean, this is a 4-hour chart, so you're looking at it thinking, can we really get down to that level to warrant a long? But if we do get dollar buying this evening, I mean, that's going to be a really interesting level to look at.
Buying dips, yeah.
Buying dips.
Yeah, I think all the
numbers out from Apple and Google today as well.
Right.
So that could be quite interesting for the American markets in particular.
There's not a lot on the docket in the way of financial releases until, we've got consumer credit money supply from for sterling, and then NBA mortgage applications. But you can see here, this is FX Street economic calendar. They're all lower tier until we get into FOMC tonight, which is obviously at 7 o'clock UK time, and then the press conference at 7:30. How did we do on
Gun to head
yesterday? Mine was a half an hour loss, I believe, but we haven't obviously done the spreadsheet. Obviously, Joe smashed it. How many R's did you get, Joe? Was that -10, and then you've probably got about +4 back.
It was 3.55 when I checked. I haven't checked the 9 o'clock close. I'll update the spreadsheet when I'm home later and have it all ready for tomorrow for everybody to see. But it was a decent win. Let's just put it that way. But it's certainly not enough to get me back on track after those 10 losses in a row.
Well, it's getting in the right direction.
Yeah.
And how do you get on, Stevie?
I think I sold FTSE.
Yesterday's a long way away, wasn't it?
Yeah, it seems like a very long way away. I sold FTSE I was just looking at it. Everyone's shouting at me, all the thousands. My mum shouted at me. She said, "You sold it at 61.27, Steve. How can you forget?" Yeah, so here we are, 28th. There, around about 61.27. I sold it. Had a nice sell-off down to 60.80. 68 is quite a nice level. It's sort of like there's an upward trending support line coming in there here as well. So again, I think it closed at 60. Here we go. 8 o'clock close is 61.04. So a little bit onside.
Too onside.
Not as much. And we're seeing the rally this morning. I'm looking to sell it a little bit higher this morning. Around at about 62 level. I don't want to get too. Obviously, we're coming up to.
Lost you. He's pulling his plug out now. Look.
Should I go? Just
yeah. Do you want to do your
the delay?
Do you want to do your come to the head, Joe?
So I'm looking at euro sterling today.
Okay.
So what I've got on this chart is a little bit of a top formation. I tried to sell it earlier later last week, and had a stop above this high here, and it stopped me out before then. Absolutely collapse.
To say that we've had technical issues this week is an understatement.
Further downside, we're at 90 day, and it seems to have a good job. So I'm going to sell that here at 90.68, targeting 90.03. Sorry, 90.03, with a stop at 90.90. So about 2.9R on that.
Lovely. Okay, mate. Good luck.
Today.
Hello.
He's back.
I'm back.
Hey. You better take over now. There he is. He's back in the
room. I'll let you go last then, Stevie.
Go on.
I was debating between Swiss yen, believe it or not, and DAX. Not that chart. Where was it? This chart. Got a nice outside candle on the 4-hour chart. I'm wondering whether or not this is just a little 5-wave completion and the 5th wave being short and crap like that. The DMARC has posted a flip on that outside candle as well, so basically it's got to close higher than the close 4 candles earlier, and it's called a TD flip. And sometimes they highlight the bottom of the trend and the start of a new upward bias. So I'm going to jump on that. So I'm going to get long at current levels. Let's put a fib on. See if anything lines up. Liking that 78.6% up there then. So getting long, targeting 31.97. Let's do this properly. 128.48. Targeting 131.97. I've got it around the wrong way, haven't I?
Yeah, you've got to go. You've got to
go. Okay, we're having nightmares this week. The Telegram's broken. Joe's in a field. Steve's got a dodgy mic. 128.40. I've lost 2 ticks as well.
Oh,
131.97. It is a disaster. And I'll just put the stop. I don't know. 40. There you go. Nice. 3.57R. 128.40. Targeting 131.97. With a stop at 127.40. Over to you, Steve-O.
I'm looking at NASDAQ. I think it seems to have turned around. If we look at, here we go. Don't put it there, son. Put it here. Look, here we got another one of these. Here. Little bit of a double bottom on the hourly chart. So this is short term. And if we look at the 4-hour chart, there's a nice bullish engulfing candle on the 4-hour chart that shuts at 10 o'clock. So we've got another hour before that confirms. But yeah, I'm going to go with this. Nasdaq. The technology stocks are the ones that are absolutely killing it. So 105.20 stop. Is that right? And let's target a move up to there. 109. Yeah, 3.55R. Getting long at 106.03. Stop at 105.20 and targeting a move to 109.
Good luck.
Yeah. Cheers.
So like we said, there's not a great deal on the docket throughout the day until FOMC tonight. Joe is back fully loaded tomorrow morning. I might not be. I'm supposed to be off Thursday and Friday, but Tracy's not feeling very well, so it might be cancelled. So I might be here tomorrow.
COVID.
Really bad tonsils. So,
oh, you know what's good for that, E?
Well, go on.
You know, we have to take it off air because of all the children watching.
Yeah, okay. I think the chances of that are pretty limited.
Why did she's asleep?
Normally do. Right. Have a good one, lads.
All right, cheers.
And we'll be back again, or some of us will be back again tomorrow.
All right, cheers.
All right, see you later.